Okay, I thought I'd start the video with Chronicler Cicero, the guy that I was hunting in my last video of the library. You'll have to excuse me, I'm a little under the weather. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to start the fight with Auspice here. Then I'll have Annulus use his Spire, pull in, and jolt that off. Start attacking Bandolier. And now that the fight is joined, start burning some discs. I think I only really need one. And so you see how all that cleaning that I showcased in the previous video, basically working up to Mr. Cicero here. And we'll see what he has in his loot table here in a second. And here's the petrified skull of the unworthy. So I had this to drop a couple times. It's a nice AC hog. Definitely worth your time.
Okay, now that we're done with Mr. Cicero and the library House of Thule era content, I thought we'd check out hardcore heritage content. I was going to head over to Clan Crushbone and show viewers Clan Crushbone from the hardcore heritage era. Annulus got this really cool sword. He got this out of Fear itself. So that's a recent upgrade. It looks really, really cool. Nice red lightsaber kind of deal. And I slotted his nightmarish Page of Empowerment, so this base damage hog for two-handers. But increasingly, he's starting to do more bow base damage. But yeah, I mean, definitely he'll take that, super awesome weapon. All right, so the way you go to Crushbone is you go to Kelethan, and just about everyone in the world by this point in 2022 has seen a Crushbone video, but I don't think my channel or my video feed would be any kind of EverQuest video feed without at least one trip to Clan Crushbone. So here we go. Couple things. The respawn timer, really fast. So this is a great place for experience. If you just have a little time before work and you don't want to head all the way up to House of Thule or do any type of progression, say in Alcapor's Nightmare or Miracle's Nightmare, Fear itself, which is kind of a pain to get up there, and once you're there, you got to kind of break into Fear, stake out a camp. With Clan Crushbone, it's very easy to get here. So that's one of the advantages. And the respawn timer is favorable. You've got decent names. I have a video of a Emperor Crush raid at the end of the stream, which I could show, which is really interesting mechanic there. But I just wanted to go through one little run here and show you how to do this. It looks like we already have some people staked out. There's no names up. Let me go ahead and release some mercenaries here. You want to make sure you're invis. None of these centurions. Now, if I con this centurion, he's level 88. Okay. So I can perform anatomy on him and finishing blow. Okay, and let me go ahead and dismount here. Go into Shroud. Dismount Annulus. Let's call up my tank merc. Okay, so none of these names none of them see through invis. They don't see through Shroud, which is nice. Let me rephrase that. None of these trash mobs will see through invis or see through Shroud. The names, I believe, see through invis. Okay. And the same crappy pathing still applies. So when you go back to old school EverQuest, where you have to, if I were to aggro this guy, he would run back and aggro this guy in the back and this guy in the front, and then you'd get all three. So The cool thing is all of these mobs are harmonizable, so Annulus can use his harmony on them, which is very, very handy. Also, Harmonious Arrow works here very well. So what I tend to do is I tend to run across to this guy here, take him out. So we'll go ahead and do that. And Annulus will generally pull. Let's go ahead and just pull with a snare. Okay. And I'm just going to give all the names to anyone else who's in the zone. Wow, that was just a single hit, 521,000 damage. Don't you love it? I believe that was Massive Strike. So another thing is the old loot table, Crushbone belts and orc scalps. So that's kind of the stinky part of this, is the loot is not all that good. So it's still on that old crappy loot table. So what Annulus is doing here, and you'll see I'll generally use Annulus more than Deal. The only thing we're really using Deal for is just to finish off a mob. And if you look at the tank merc, I don't know if you really saw that. She was kind of like waxing back and forth. You still have that really crappy pathing. Another thing, I think a key thing you should use is Hide Corpse, because if you notice in that particular engagement, Annulus was trying to hide a corpse instead of snare. Another thing is what I tend to do. I'm going to swing around to the side here so I can see. Right now I have Killing Spree that's up, so what I want to do is engage while Killing Spree is still active. So you see Killing Spree over here. So you want to engage because that gives you some benefits. And because these mobs respawn so quickly, you want to continue killing them. Just continue killing them on a rolling basis. Kill, kill, kill. The one thing I would say is just don't go in here without some type of CC. The sort of rudimentary CC that I have is usually enough. There you go. Okay, there you go. Oh, this is perfect position here. Let me see if I can jolt that off. There you go. And Snare is your friend. Snare is definitely your friend. If I were to just go to this orc pawn with just Deal, he'd probably be at about half health. So you really want your tank merc engaged. What Annulus is going to do, right when this mob is about maybe 35%, I'm going to pull in that orc pawn. So we just keep the good times rolling here. Dot him up. And there he comes. And then what I can do is I can Vine Lash him. Whee! Okay, so then, so Vine Lash. And then, so now he's sufficiently snared and dotted up. And Annulus's threat has gone down significantly. So now what Annulus can do is basically hopscotch. If you look this way, there's a mob right there. So what I'm going to do is break Annulus off from this fight and pull him in, just like I just did. And snare. You can see him on the extended target window. Dot him up. Okay, looks like we have an ad. Let's pull him right in. Have my tank merc engage. Tank merc can't make up her mind. There she goes. Okay. Okay, there's the ad. If you want to look, I can show you. There's the ad right there. So we want to kind of keep an eye on him. So again, we want to keep this killing spree up. The only thing I really want to demonstrate here is the fast respawn timer. So now the tank merc is behaving like she should. Whoa. Yep, and so you can see probably should be recording this video on Annulus's account, not Deal's, because definitely I'm making more use of his ability to use Harmony. Again, hide corpse, and you can tell my efficiency is going down. I'm not using thief size as much. So there's a key mob here. This guy right here, this Legionnaire, is the placeholder for this guy named, I think his name is Gore, the something. He's like a level 95 mob. He's a real jerk. But he drops some pretty decent gear. I would say SOD raid gear, kind of like in the OMM era, quality gear, decent. So definitely good for like an alt or a box or whatever. So there you go. Okay, there's Mr. Legionnaire. Okay. Gotta jolt that off. Yeah, definitely. Mr. Legionnaire does not like being snared and dotted. You can see I'm not even using a slow poison. I should be using at least a slow poison. Maybe a DPS poison. Maybe. There you go. This should be a lot easier with the mobs slowed. Should help with healer mana. Alright, Mr. Centurion Man. So one thing I like doing, facing Deal in this direction, right? And then just pulling Mr. Centurion right in. Tank Merc engages. Jolt, snare, engage with Annulus, and then go to town with Deal. There you go. And that's how I like to do it. But we're just going to do one circuit. We're going to work over to the Taskmaster. Or actually, I think he's not called the Taskmaster. He's called the Scoutsman. We're going to work towards the Scoutsman. Go through that like little circuit, come back, and you'll see we'll have mobs respawn by the time we get back. And so I just do this over and over and over again. Eventually that guy, Gore, he'll spawn, and when he spawns, kill him. I was able to get this good earring, which has sharpshooting 7 on it. So here you go, this thing. So I got this for Annulus with a decent AC AUG that drops out of the Depths of Dark Hollow zone. It gets him about 100 AC in that earring. Gives him sharpshooting 7. It gives him this mana and hit point regeneration AA. So it's decent earring, especially for like a box tune that might not have access to like raid era gear. So yeah. But so a couple things. So you still have the old loot table. You still have crappy pathing. In my case, you have to make sure the tank merc engages. Little crowd control issues have to be concerned with. But you can see, just I'm almost at 14 AAs. Just from, so I almost got about 2 AAs since I've been here. So yeah, it's pretty decent. Again, there's some stuff that I do that might not be applicable towards other groups because they might not play with Rogue and Ranger box. Alright, this is going to be a little difficult to split because we got a Legionnaire. Legionnaires, this is level 91, so I can't perform Anatomy on him. I can't perform Finishing Blow. The Centurion, he is pacifiable, so what I can do is go into Shroud. There's Mr. Scoutsman, so what I can do is come back. Okay, this will be kind of tricky. So I can have Annulus target the Scoutsman and hit Drifting Cloud. Okay, he's harmonied. I can Drifting Cloud the Centurion. And then I can use Harmonious Arrow on the Legionnaire and hope that he comes solo. Come on, buddy. Come on. Alright, I have a feeling we're still going to get Mr. Scoutsman here, so I'm just going to dot him up and... Okay, Mr. Scoutsman, you might add. I can put him to sleep, so... Worst case scenario, we'll put him to sleep. This slow is really nice. This is, I believe, is 68% slow, so this helps a lot. Look at my tank merc, and my healer merc's not really losing much mana. So yeah, slow I think is critical. I just need just enough CC just to kind of split this stuff up, just like Old World. Just like Old World. Crushbone. Snare is absolutely critical, as it always has been. Otherwise, you got to train, and you're gonna, not only have a bad day, but give everyone else that's in the zone a bad day. Okay. So we're almost done with this little circuit. It's a very small circuit. What I've been thinking of doing is just doing a crawl, just a classic crawl, where I just crawl through everything. The only problem is the respawn timer is just so dang quick that that might not be practical with the group I have. But we'll see. The Legionnaires are, they make things difficult because they can't be harmonied. I can handle up to a group of 3 Legionnaires on my own, but that requires Annulus off tanking, using Weapon Shield. Deal has to use Fleet-Footed, and then I'll need my tank merc on the 3rd. And, it's a little complicated. So I'm just going to engage this guy, and you can see what happens to Deal when he doesn't go in with help. Look at his health. So you see, it's not really the best thing in the world to just go in, throwing caution into the wind with the rogue. You got to be really cautious. So that's the slaver. I believe if he drops a key, you can give the key to, I think he drops a key. Yeah, I think you can give this to, say like a dwarven slave or an elven slave or whatever, and still get credit for the quest, and have the warrior guild in Caledon really, really, really happy with you. Not that it's going to do you much good in the modern game, but I think, yeah, these quests you can still do. Alright, let's see respawns. And so the good thing about doing this little run is you're going to kill the placeholder for Gore. And so we'll go back up and check out the respawns here. Okay. So, man, my phone is really going off, isn't it? So Gore is going to be about right here. So he'd respawn right here. But you can see the bridge spawns are already up on both sides of the bridge, as well as the pather. They're all up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill the pather, maybe see if we can get Gore to spawn. So basically what I'll do is I'll work back towards the bridge. Emperor Crush is interesting. He has a very interesting mechanic. Could certainly go over that. I did take some footage of that, and Emperor Crush drops this ring, this Bloody Orc Signet, which has Guardian Circle on it, which is nice. This is an aura, which can help you with your ability to dodge as long as you're in the aura. And this actually is a nice raid drop. So yeah, Guardian Circle 3 is very nice. It looks like someone's holding down a named camp. So just pull this guy here. Alright, that's pretty much it from Camp Crushbone, or Clan Crushbone. You can see I'm working towards that 15th AA. I think Deal has enough for the next rank of Weapons Mastery of the Scout. Yeah, Weapons Mastery of the Scout. Let's go ahead and train that up. Nice. So that costs, the next rank will cost 28 AAs, so these start getting quite expensive. And this Pristine Oleander is good, so it's nice. They do occasionally drop high-end trade skilled items, which are nice. So yeah, so you can see that this guy's placeholder is on a different timer, because you can see that I killed the placeholder before I killed this orc pawn. So he's on a slightly longer respawn timer. So anyways, that pretty much is Clan Crushbone. It's basically the same mechanic as it was, you know, vanilla EverQuest, but I thought you guys would enjoy it. It's definitely worth it to come here. The zone experience modifier is very nice, and the drops are decent. So I would definitely do the go after Emperor Crush. Permafrost is also, we have hardcore Permafrost as well. Yeah, so you can see this. Someone just announced that these glowing grease sleeves are dropped, and they're just rotting, so he's just giving it away. And just to show the AC, right now I have Rhodium. So I have a Rhodium sleeve, which is Underfoot era, so it's nowhere near as good. But look, it gives you Cleave 6 or Cleave 7. It gives you a modifier for fire-based spells. So yeah, definitely good if you're like you know, a boxed ranger or you know, a raid box would definitely help. So anyways, hope you enjoy that video. Bye.